new CD, and it's absolutely amazing. Stevie, next day you told me a new DVD coming out. What? Tell everyone.
I think that you'll be very surprised to know, since you were talking about Silver Springs, that Fleetwood Mac is putting out the original Rumors record in 5.1 DVD surround.
I cannot believe that.
And it's incredible because they're putting the old Silver Springs back on the Rumors record where it should have been all the time.
Right.
Until they kicked it off the record.
Exactly.
So now they're going to put it back on, and it's amazing because I was going to go out to the Valley to hear this, and I really didn't want to go. I've heard Rumors, I've heard the songs, I do them every time I'm on stage.
Right.
And they said, well, no, you have to okay it. So I went out to listen to it, and I sat in the studio, and I swear I started to cry 3 different times because I heard things that I have never heard since the day that we were in the studio doing them, because in stereophonic sound, you can only put so much. So a whole lot of that great stuff is like mush,
right,
and you don't hear it. On this, you can hear all the incredible instrumentation that went on that record that you didn't hear.
I can't wait.
I'm very excited.
When does
about
that, do you know when that comes out?
In the next 2 months, I think 2 or 3 months.
Oh, well, we're definitely going to get it and give it away to the audience.
Thank you.
Because I live by my other one. I really do. Now, some of the songs that you've written, what can I ask you the inspiration for some of them?
Certainly.
Like Rhiannon, where did you hear that?
Rhiannon I got from a book that was a book about 2 Welsh women, Rhiannon and Bronwyn. So I named an Afghan Bronwyn and wrote a song called Rhiannon.
There you go.
It was just names that I really liked.
You see, I never knew that it was a name. I know all the lyrics to it, but I thought maybe it was like a spirit.
But then we come to find out later that it is Rhiannon, the goddess of steeds, birds and steeds.
Right.
So she really is a mythological goddess, but I didn't know that.
You didn't.
So when I wrote the song, it really is a little scary that I wrote about the birds, and she lives her life like the bird and flight and everything. And in fact, Rhiannon is the goddess of birds. She whittles them and they come alive in the myth.
Yeah. This is why people are so fanatically obsessed with you. The people who find you, no, honestly, like mystical and magical and, I mean,
and I didn't even create that, you know. That was like an accident. I mean, I write this song named Rhiannon, and 2 years later, I get a book in the mail from somebody who sends me a book called Song of Rhiannon by Evangeline Walton, which is one of 4 books that are the whole story of the whole mythological life of Rhiannon and all those characters in the Mabinogion, the Welsh Mabinogion.
Right. Has anyone...
Who knew?
Who knew? But somewhere you knew.
I must have.
Has anyone ever written anything for you? This song once I sent to my dad, some of the lyrics to my dad, because it's so profound about someone who is eternally sad and maybe has never had what was the inspiration for that?
The inspiration to that actually was, well, right before I wrote it, was my friend Joe Walsh had told me a story about a little girl that he had lost when she was 4 in a car accident. And he drove me from Denver up to Boulder to this park where he had built a little drinking fountain for her that said, for anyone who isn't big enough to get a drink, for Emma Kristen. And I was so touched by this story that I couldn't even hardly talk for a couple of days. And I went straight back to my house in Phoenix and wrote that song because I thought there's really nothing I could ever say to somebody who has had a loss like that.
Right.
So I just wrote the song instead.
And in your darkest hour.
And in my darkest hour.
Right. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs of yours, too. Now,
we could have done that today.
Really? See, I would have cried, though. I would have cried the whole time.
Me too.
And would have been really bad for the makeup and everything. Now, what is it about Phoenix that you love? I love Arizona, too. I love Miami. I love the heat and what is it about that place?
I just love the desert. I was born there.
Yeah.
You know, so I have a connection that way.
Right.
But I live at the ocean in Los Angeles, and I always think when I go to Phoenix that I'm going to really miss it.
Right.
But when I get to the desert there, I don't. It's like the desert in itself is as astounding as the ocean is.
Yeah. And the colors
that are there. The air, the way it smells, the honeysuckle, you know, it's just like, it's really magical also.
And it is definitely your home where you feel most home.
Yes.
Do you like touring? You're going to tour with this record?
I'm going to tour with this record.
Oh, I'm so excited. Are you going to go all over? Or Europe as well?
I'm going to, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Does that provide you with angst or excitement?
No, that's good, because that's what we were talking about a minute ago, the show.
Right.
So my big payoff in if I have this long day, is getting to go on stage and play for an hour and a half at 9 tonight, you know.
Right.
That's kind of what I live for. So, in fact, it's easier being out on the road, because that's all you do on the road. When you're home, you know, we're doing press, we're working, we're going here and there. When you're on the road, that is what you do, and you have your schedule, and you do your vocal lesson, and you work out for half an hour, and you go there, and you get your makeup done, and it's very kind of easy, because it's all mapped out. There's a note under your door. It says, be in the lobby at 11, you know, so it's like you don't have to think.
Right.
So you can just be an entertainer and really enjoy what you do.
Yeah, and are the response that you get back, is that hard to deal with? Because once, like, I was on stage at a big venue like that, and I thought, man, rock stars feel that all the time. It's a lot of energy.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
I think if you went out there and there wasn't any of that energy, you'd probably really be bummed, because once you have experienced that, you know there is a certain level that you always have to be at.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, you're going to get it this tour. The CD is really amazing. It is.
Thank you,
and,
Rosie.
you know, I have adored you for so long. It's so weird that I know you now, and I'm talking to you. Like this, right here on my show.
Thank you. Thank you. And I am so glad that your hand is okay.
Yes, thank God, it is. And everything's good.
Thank God.
You're going to sing again. Yes, she will sing again. And the CD, Trouble in Shangri-La, is available now. Go buy it right this moment. Stevie